So the ceremony that was played by New Order in 1987, it does sound different. There is more of an impression in the 1987 because it's quieter. The vocals are a little bit different. In the single version, which was remastered 2011, it seems like the echoes, it seems like the vocals has a slight echo, more so than the original, but I'd have to go back and listen to the original 1987 version. But there is differences. I would say they're a little bit louder in the remake. It has more sound, but not necessarily better. I'd have to go with the 1987 Substance version, as a more impressible song, like that fills with emotion. And this is when they were closer to the Joy Division age. But they're both good, don't get me wrong. And some people would argue that the singles version is better. And I can see that. It's more dynamic, maybe. But I'm just going to have to go with the 1987. That's the version I would choose. Now, that's for, of course, Grace, a.k.a. Werevlog, if I even get my way. You know, if they say, okay, we can only get the singles version, then I would be like, okay, we'll work with that. Or we can even do a version. Now, I'm not worried about vocals because it cuts off, but by the time the vocals comes up, maybe it might go longer. I don't know. I'll have to decide. Because it is Perfect Kiss, and it is related to Rainy Love 100%. Because remember, they're chasing Rainy Love's husband, right? And we're talking about a minister that lost his wife and his children to abandonment. His wife just completely left him as a solo, which in a way corrupted him and made him chase werewolves. And with, I guess you could call John Blacksmith, he was probably just messed up from the beginning. And they're both single guys. Now, of course, Grace Lepone is not. Of course, he's ultimately headed back to his love. And Perfect Kiss is perfect for that. Because he can go right back to her and give her a little kiss on the cheek or whatever. There's the first deputy of Fort Worth, right there. That's a statue of him. All right, I just want to just go back and say that I'm talking about Perfect Kiss. And if there's a singles version of Perfect Kiss, then you don't have to listen to that. Ceremony is in it as well, but it's not in that segment, and I haven't implanted it in the script yet. I think originally it was going to be a ceremony because there is a mentioning of the bird's eye view, and I think it's good with Perfect Kiss too. There could be a moment where we have another bird's eye view with ceremony of the vehicle, and that may be when they're entering into Barksville the first time. I think it's like a first time kind of sound song, you know, where the song, I don't know if that makes sense, but meaning the song itself sounds like something of the first time. So they'd be entering into Barksville, maybe like dusk morning kind of thing, cloudy day maybe, not too many clouds, but like really high on bird's view. Like the car is very small, you know, like a Matchbox car, like very high up there. And you can see the car, and it goes on for quite a bit of time. And then it goes in, you know, into the song Ceremony. But I'm Perfect Kiss moment has to do with them leaving Lowe's. And this is like in the middle of the movie, like about an hour and 30 minutes of the movie. It's a long movie. It's more probably going to be a series. But it's you know, there's these bird's eye view shots. I see it. Just way up there. And the car looks very small. And then you can, now on the Lowe's section, it's not too far up because you can see the two cars. But when they're entering Barksville, and that would be Mark the Uber driver, John Blacksmith, and Gerald Oldman III, they would, you would see the car from a very high point, and then you see kind of, I guess you call it Barksville, like, you know, just ranches. It's very easy to do nowadays. You just need a good drone, and that'd be it. You know, you have to get a good drone operator too. It'd be like a really cool thing. Two more right over here. Alright, so sorry about that. What's the next one? Yeah, these people are really cool. And if they don't let me use it, I'll just hum the song in the microphone. That'll just make them madder. Right. Because they'll say, that's revolutionary. I'll like what I'll do is I'll wear earplugs, basically like what is it called, a headset, like a Bluetooth headset, you know, so only I can hear it, and then I'll just hum it in a microphone if they deny. And, you know, they could deny the whole thing, I guess. But who cares? I can always do baggage claim. We can do that for a couple $100 probably. Actually, I might do that this summer. Just want to verify I didn't mess that up. I was supposed to be talking about Perfect Kiss on Substance rather than Ceremony on the singles. But nevertheless, the idea is there. But I still, you know, I'm not in the editing room, and this is just a vlog. After all, you know, just vlogging things, you know, just finding good reasons to film cool footage and talk about stuff at the same time. What's wrong with that, you know? I don't see anything wrong with it. Watch this extreme close-up on the eyes. There's the beautiful Christmas lights at the Modern Art Museum. I used to live like basically right here, but a guy, architect from Japan named Tadeo Ando, told me to leave because he was going to turn the apartment complex, the Darnell Apartments, into basically a museum. So next delivery is 8 p.m. arrival, 2 minutes, 0.5 miles. So I re-looked at the footage. It looks like it doesn't go into bird's eye view until 47 or 48 seconds. I don't know why that would change. Maybe because of the YouTube post I looked at. When I ended up buying the music, I realized it was at 48 seconds as the bird's eye view. So it goes close up, close up, close up, close up. It'll start with close up with, not the movie, but the segment I'm talking about when they leave Lowe's with Grace. And then it goes to the second close-up, which is Mark, the Uber driver, and then Gerald Ullman the third, and then the last little close-up is with John Blacksmith looking at his tablet and kind of, you know, peering down. Then he says, "We got him," and then it goes to bird's eye view at 48 seconds. I just looked at it. I don't know why I thought it was 58. Sorry about that. It's 48 seconds. Sorry. Did not know that gate opened. Yeah, you just drive right to the gate and it opens up. Probably through the day it does that, but he's going to meet me at the top of the parking garage. I say garage, but I've heard people say garage, but I think it's garage. If you're Elton John, it's garage. But yeah, this gate's open too. Ooh, it turned yellow there for a second. There we go. He said go to the top of this parking garage. This is one of the cool little apartments right off West 7th. This parking garage is like pretty new. I mean, either to me, to my version, it may have been here for a while, but it's probably been here for 20 years, but still new to me. Because whenever I lived in this area, right off Darnell, this stuff was nowhere near to be here. This place was not as booming as it is now. Yeah, this is what he's talking about right here. This would be the top of the parking garage. I'm a big fan of parking garages. So we're at the top. We're on West 7th. Right here. Kind of see right there. Probably somewhere over here, maybe. I'm looking for the other. So the one thing about life is that you know always that God is pursuing you. The thing about Grace A.K. Ware Vlog is that Grace LePon is being pursued. But he's being pursued by a werewolf hunter. Look, they got cable right here. Right through the gate. The narrow gate, as they say. Right through the narrow gate. You know, it's completely exciting living in like a huge, great apartment like this, you know, if you could buy it. The only problem is usually they're never purchased, they're only rented. You know, so the ownership aspect goes away on it. But that's how New Yorkers are. I mean, I'm not saying these are New Yorkers, but a lot of them are. But they don't really own anything. You ever notice that? New Yorkers, they usually just rent. And they just walk, they like to walk around. Yeah, they read lots of books and walk around and walk their dogs and they work. Usually they're remote workers, so they're popular in coming in Fort Worth. You see a lot of them. But that's cool, you know? They don't own a whole lot, you know. Now some of them do own their own apartments, and that's expensive. That's millions of dollars, you know. Like if you live in New York and you own an apartment, because you own an expensive piece of real estate, you know, especially like a New York apartment. But it's very rare, you know. But they're saying now that only millionaires are in New York City. If you live in New York City, then you're pretty much probably a millionaire. All right, next delivery is 8:48, 9 minutes, 4.5 miles. It's all the way from Minnesota. Well, it looks like it's a full parking lot. Casa Manana. There's Casa. They're actually going to the fair. I think probably the difference between the person that, you know, has entertainment spoon-fed to them and the person that doesn't is the difference between people that watch an artist and people that watch money. There's the difference between the two. Because it goes back to the Bible, you know, the ones that are what they call money love, they'll only love the things of money. So they'll see a humble artist perform work and they'll hate it because it doesn't remind them of money. It reminds them of life, and they don't like that. They only want money. So they'll hate an artist's work and they'll love money's work because they're evil. And that's what I put up with every day, every single day, every waking hour. I put up with the hatred of life from those people, you know. I feel their hatred and their money love. I feel it every moment of the day, and it hurts. A lot of people do. A lot of people wake up feeling people's hatred. And you just have to learn to realize that, you know, maybe one day you'll get justice. And that justice would be their money, you know, which they don't want you to have. That's the only way a poor person can get justice, is through getting their money. And then they don't really understand wealth like they do. But when they get their money, then they get justice. Because a poor person doesn't really become like particularly rich. They become justified when they finally become rich. They understand it after a while. It takes years to understand money and power and all that stuff, but they don't really ever fathom it. They just appreciate it. A very, very poor person would appreciate $1 million, and it would change them, right? Until all of a sudden they start to love money, and then that's when, you know, it starts to hurt them, and that's what makes God mad. That right there is the last name of Katharine Hepburn's mother. Houghton. Passing Lake Como. Switch it over to Joy Division radio, live transmission of the radio. And for all the a-hole college professors, I know that Joy Division wrote a song called Transmission. So, thanks for the correction. Oh, green light. Well, let's green light the project. Looks like the green light project went through. Or it's a green light. I green lighted the project. Just now did it. See? All right, guys. Another delivery, day and night kind of thing, I guess. But we're gonna head back to see Linda and Kitty. All right, picked up some napkins and some sweetener and stuff because I'm trying to stay away from sugar. And get some gas and head back. Oh, there's Kitty. Oh, let's give Kitty some food. Hey Kitty, do you want some food? Are you hungry? Alright, we can do a cat commercial. You want to do a cat commercial? We'll see what we got. It may be Friskies, it could be Fancy Feast. Oh, I'm sorry, Dirty Shoes. You're right. Okay. All right, we'll get to the cat commercial. Doom 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 doom. You okay, Kitty?